Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Thanksgiving. Oh, I hope that you're with people that you really truly enjoy being with today. It is a blessed day and a time to reflect on the entire year, on what you're thankful for. I mean, that's what my husband and I are going to be doing today. It's just going to be a relaxed day. We're stepping back from chaos. I know you're like, how is that possible? I know, because we choose for that to be possible. Are we still going to have all the turkey and the fixings? Yes, of course we are. But we're doing it at a relaxed pace. That's all there is to it. When is the turkey done? When it's done. When are we going to eat? When the turkey's done. How about the other stuff? Yes. And it doesn't hurt that one of our favorite things to go with the turkey meal is the green bean casserole. And we're not talking about the fancy green bean casserole. We are talking about it's a 2-to-1 ratio. 2 cans of green beans, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and then you can throw on those crunchy onion things and everything and bake it. Okay, this is like that right there. The fancy stuff, other people can do that, but that's the one that we like. That and the cranberries in the can, right? The jellied cranberry. Oh, that reminds me. I know it's not knitting and yarn related, but I mean, it is the day. I saw on, and I haven't tried it and everything, but it does look really good. And I am not the cranberry fan. That is my husband and the kids, and it's got to come from the can. Don't get all frou-frou. We do. We have both. We have the can, and then we have the ones with the berries and everything, and all the people actually slaved over, right? So you take the can and then you slice it. You pull it out and everything, and you slice the berries, the cranberry jelly, and you put it in the freezer. Put it in parchment paper, whatever, and you toss it in the freezer, these big circles, right? And then you pull it out, and it is a nice, fruity, cool, wonderful dessert that you can eat just like that. Like, that's interesting. Or what they did is they dipped it in chocolate. And because the cranberry was already frozen, and they dipped it into the chocolate immediately froze around it and made a nice crunchy shell. Oh my gosh. Hubby happened to see me watching that little video to see what they were doing. And he's like, you must make those. So I think that might be my big stressful thing today is, real stressful, is getting whatever chocolate. I mean, I know we've got some semi-sweet chocolate chips. If nothing else, I'll just melt some of those. There you go. And melt that and freeze some of the cranberry jelly. I think that sounds pretty good. I kind of want to try it, right? I'm like, they said just the cranberry even by itself was just a fruity, chewy, good texture because of the jelly of the cranberry. I have no idea. Never did it. I'm not a recipe channel, so sorry if I throw a bunch of you off. But 'tis the season. I'm just saying, that's like, okay. And that's almost like a no fuss, no muss kind of a recipe, right? I'm like, okay, we got that. I might try it. I just might. That fits into this theme. Anyway, like I said, I hope that today you guys are all having an absolute blast. You're with the people that you want to be with, and you are just enjoying everything that life has to offer. Do we want to get into some yarn? Do we want to get into some crafting stuff? I mean, I'm always doing crafting stuff. I've always got my yarn. I take it with me like a security blanket everywhere I go. Even if I don't take it out of the car, it's almost always with me. Okay, the reason I say almost is we've all forgotten our stuff now and again, right? Yeah, there we go. So there's that. So it is also Thursday, and one of the additions that I have on my channel is To the Toes, where I have done my self-imposed thing of trying to make more socks throughout the year and at least getting my 10 pair done for Christmas. I got them all done. Now I just have to weave in all the ends. So I have at least 10 pair. I know where they're at from the move. Yay! That's a good thing right there. So I know where they're at. They do need to have their ends woven in, but we're good. So I'm trying to finish some other ones, extra credit and bonus. Now, the smart thing would be to finish the opal socks that I have going. I am on my second sock of the opal socks, and I showed those earlier. It's gorgeous. It's opal sock yarn. Absolutely amazing. One sock's done. The other sock, I'm about that much, right? I'm at that straightaway part, but I didn't want to finish those. I didn't want to. I do, but this. Do you remember this? Do you remember this? This is the Gusto wool. And it was sitting, can we see the frame? Now it's in one of these bins. It's in the bin right next to this one. And it was just sitting there. And I had talked about that one multiple times. It was in two 50-gram hanks. And it was wound up beautifully. And it looked like it was going to be more of a variegated, kind of like a long stripe. But look at that. That's a stripe. That's not variegated. That's, you know, it starts on the outside and you have two 50-gram balls just like this. I wound both of them up. And yeah, that was fun. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm working on it. Yay. You can see it's a lot smaller. I'm working on it. I hand wound them. Well, with the cake, with the ball winder, but I had the yarn draped over my knees and, you know, made just a little bit of a mess, but I did it. Okay. Is it an ugly cake, that ball? Yes, but it works. And there you go. So I was really excited to work with that. And originally I was talking about adding this purple because I thought there's a lot more purple in it with this drops purple because I've got one of these and it's gorgeous and I want to use it, you know, so hey, I thought that'd be great. Toes, cuffs, heels. But seeing that I had two of these like this exact, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't need to do that because you're starting off with a lot of purple and then that's the last time you see it. So I didn't go with that route. I just cast on and I think they're going to be these long, beautiful socks and I am thrilled. Oh, and then you can see, look at that. I got into it. I did. You can tell. Look at the size. So really thrilled. Let me get my needles to where I'm not going to stab myself with my needles or pull them out, pull a needle out. I mean, I can put them back in, but I would prefer not to do that. Oh, yeah, I just did. Just a few stitches. All right, here's another needle right here. Just a couple stitches. No big deal. Got them. Got them. No harm. No harm. There were no drop stitches in the making of this video. Okay, so here we are. Look how long that purple went. And look, there are some different variations. It's not a solid, which is nice. And I do like this, that you have that red line and then a couple of the purple and then back into the red and a little bit of a purple. I like that. Looking at this, I couldn't tell that that was going to happen. I was hoping that that was going to happen because this just looks like it's going to be just stripe into from one color to the other and possibly hard breaks. I was very much hoping that it would do this 100% because you've got the different variations of the purple here and I like how it's just blending into the next color and we're into this orangey color right now. Look at that. And see, and you know, I've got my heel flap there. And another thing that I did is I made this one longer for my I had 15 rounds for the cuff, and I'm casting on 64 stitches for these. 15 rounds for the cuff, and then I did 65 rounds before I started the heel flap, which is quite a bit longer than what I normally do. I normally do 50, 55. I think on this, with the opal one, that's what I have done on here. I don't know if I can hold it up to where we can see how much. Can we see how much of a difference? Because that's the bottom of the heel. That's where that one's turned here. And we can see how much more. So that's going to be considerably longer. That was what I was going for. And the reason I did that is I wanted to get down, dropped it, down to closer to that green. I didn't want it to be, I just got to the yellow or something. You know, I want to get through the colors. And I'll have enough because I get to judge when I put the toes on it and everything. I don't have a designated person that this is going to go to. And if I did, and it's like, wait, I'm going to be out of yarn. I don't think that's the case. I have other yarns and then I could just make the purple toes, right? So I'm good either way. So it's not a difference, not an issue at all, but I'm really liking this. This is exciting. This is really fun. And it was nice to make one significantly longer than what I've been doing. I'm just not showing that well. Let me angle this a little differently and see if I can get that to where we can really see how much that is. Okay, here we go. All right. This one right here is the opal sock yarn cuff all the way down. And yeah, I've got the other one, but I don't have it done. All right. So getting to that point, now we can see here. All right, turn that around so you can see it. All right. So the cuffs are at the same spot. And here's where the end of the heel flap is, and we can see how much more we have down here. So that is significantly longer. I did make it there. got to make sure that whoever ends up with these doesn't have really big calves, because I did not put calf shaping on this, or, you know, different type of shaping for longer socks, but I think it's going to be fantastic. And what a fun thing. And I really wanted to use the majority of the yarn and just to really make it pop. And that was the other thing too, making it so much longer. I didn't want to, had I done the amount that I normally do, I would have started that heel flap about here. So almost the entire leg would have been purple, which is gorgeous. We love purple. I love purple. No issues with that. But I think that would have almost guaranteed that I wouldn't get into all of these other fun colors. And right now I've got the red and the orange in there. You can't even tell on this that there's orange, but there is. And then there's the yellow after, and then getting to the green. And I really wanted to get to some of that. And you can see where I'm at right now. I'm not far off from getting into that yellow. So that'll be fun, at least for me. And what I find interesting on these types of socks is there's a motivational factor when there's color involved. There's a motivational factor when there's specific patterns involved, that you're doing something different, like maybe every 8-10 rows, something along that row or along that line, because it's doable. It's in little bite-sized chunks, and it's easy to grasp, and it's easy to do, and you get excited. It's like, oh, one more, just one more, just one more. And this right here bleeding into the colors, it's just the same as those big cakes of yarn that we have, you know, my mountain of cakes. It's just a mini version of one of those cakes, right? And it's like, oh, I can do, let me get to that. Wait, is it bleeding into the orange yet? Is it? I don't know if it's still red. Is it quite with the orange? And it was the same here, right? We've got that line of red, but you look real close. It looks like there's a little bit of red on that line too. I think it's a light purple, but you've got that. And it's like, am I there yet? No, not quite yet. We're back to the purple. There's an excitement factor. It's almost, to me, how I look at it with my stuff like this, it's almost like a video game. I know, very geeky. I get it. That's just how I am. It is just the geek part in me that comes out when I do stuff like that. That's what it is. So here's to massive excitement for the To the Toes. I have 2 pair of socks I'm actively working on. Do I have more socks around here? Yes, I do. Do I know where all of them are? No, not at all. But as I unpack, it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. But as I unpack and I find those things, well, we'll just have to start working on those again. That's all. And this to me is really exciting because I have one sock done. This one's really close because I've already turned the heel on it and I'm just on that straightaway. And this one, I've turned the heel on it. Have I finished the gusset? Let me see. I don't know if I finished that or I've just turned the heel. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 2 more decreases and then I'll be on the straightaway. So really close, really, really close. And that is just a very long, fun sock. And I have somewhere, and I don't know what box that's in. It's okay. I have no shortage of sock yarn, but I do have one more skein of that Gusto wool. And then again, it comes in 2 50-gram hanks. And this is my first time using this. And I do have one more somewhere with some really bright. And I think that one has some black and some of the slime green color, kind of like my little alien right here. I don't remember offhand, but I know that I've got one more. And if it does the same thing as this, and I have no reason to believe it wouldn't, which is that gradiating down from the colors, the stripes from, and being a perfectly matched pair or close enough to perfect, right? When I find it, I think I'm going to want to wind that up and cast those on. We'll see. There's no telling what things will jump in the way by the time I get to that particular box. I mean, that could be the box I open tomorrow. That could be the box I open next week or next month. That I don't know. Hopefully I will get all my stuff unpacked before next month, but I have just given myself the grace to work with it as I'm comfortable working with it. I did move another box out of here, which was really good. I did put away quite a bit more yarn, but it is on the shelf behind you, so you don't get to see it. So I'm getting there, just this much at a time and no stress. All right, everybody, with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.